We're going to talk about networking, and especially in the summer. And this is a really great live for you to catch if you're looking for ways of how do I grow my network? Because regardless of where you are in your career, whether you're starting or you're at the end of your, the end or middle to end of your career, networking is still a really important piece of building career success, of making sure that you are aware of new opportunities and other people are aware of you that can offer you new opportunities and new roles. Because as you grow in your career, and especially the further up in the organization that you grow, the opportunities become more rare, and there's a lot more a lot more competition for the fewer spots that open up as you grow in responsibilities and into your leadership roles. So today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite ways to network. And this is one of the ways that I share within the decisive courage pillar of my Leadership Edge formula. And that the summer, I just wanted to highlight this. Summer is the absolute perfect time to build on your network, because the summer, of course, is a lot more of a quieter time. Yes, there's lots of people on holidays. And this is still a really great opportunity for those that aren't on holidays for you to take the time to connect with them. So what does that look like? So here's my favorite way of doing it. And this has worked throughout my entire career, and it's worked really, really well. And even now within my own business, it is still one of the easiest ways, but also one of the simplest ways to be able to network. Because you might be thinking, I'm going to suggest all these networking events, right? Go to specific networking events. Yes, fantastic. I suggest find the ones that you love. You may need to try a number of different types of networking events and groups before you find one that fits really well, or a couple that fit really well. But that's not the one I'm going to suggest today. So my favorite way, and we're going to keep this very, very short, is to actually ask people for coffee. So what happens is that I'm still on holidays, so I've got kids popping in there. So what happens when you want to connect with someone, I want you to realize that in terms of your networking, you could be networking because you're looking for a new role. You could be networking because you would like to have a champion or have a mentor. This networking can happen both inside your organization as well as externally towards your organization and looking into your industry, for example. And especially if you're looking at, well, I want to make a career shift, or I'm ready to shift into the next role, this is a fantastic way to do it. Because honestly, networking, they say, and it is really, honestly, that's what I've always found through my career and the majority of my clients, is that the jobs that are posted, that's like 10% of the actual jobs that are out there. And how many jobs or roles have come up that are posted but have actually already been filled with someone? It just needs to go through the official channels and the official process. So what do you do? What's my favorite way? This is one way that I share within the Leadership Edge program, but that is going for coffee. So just a minute. So this is what happens when you're doing these videos live. So one of the favorite ways is to reach out and have a cup of coffee. So what you can do is, I want you to first start and think, could you close the door, please? Is to first think about who it is that you want to connect with, whether that's inside your organization or outside the organization. And I really encourage you to think of just wider than that straight hierarchy within your organization, because it can be really great to be able to cross pollinate your network, in a sense of connecting with leaders in different sections or different parts or components or business groups, whatever your organization calls them, or divisions within your company. That can be a really useful way of connecting. And right now, because it's holidays, everything is slowed down. So this is the perfect time to have that moment where you get to go in and you ask and say, hey, do you have time for a cup of coffee? Because I'd love to know a little bit more about what you do. Or if it's someone that's really not connected with you, but you'd like to start working together, it's like, hey, I'd really like to have a cup of coffee and connect to see if there are synergies and what it would, and if there's possibilities for the future to find projects or things that we could work together on. Or really just the most simplest is just say, I'd like to get to know you better. Do you have time for a cup of coffee? And here's the thing I want you to remember as you're getting into this. Networking, well, yes, it can be sometimes can be really daunting. The quality of your network, not the quantity, but the quality of your network is going to be what helps you grow and nurture your career, regardless of the stage of your career that you're in. And it can be really helpful also in your leadership role to be able to secure the needed resources that you need for your team to make projects successful, etc. So I want you to consider this really simple, easy way in order to network. Ask someone for a cup of coffee, especially in the summer, because the summer has slowed down, and I've got some fantastic assistants trying to help me with my video this morning. The summer is a slower period. So take advantage of this, because as soon as September rolls around and all those summer holidays have finished, the pace is going to be picking up, and you will notice that it also gets a little more, just a little bit more difficult, because people are like, well, I've got lots on my plate. I don't really have time. So when we've got time, let's do that. So let's start reaching out and aim for yourself to have at least one coffee conversation, if not two, every week. And if you are wanting to reconnect with someone that you've already been you've connected with in the past, or maybe you want to talk with someone about mentorship, then it can also be a really great opportunity to take a little bit longer and go for lunch and just have that conversation with them, because networking, again, is a really essential part of ensuring your career success for you to find and be updated about new opportunities, but also so that you can, in your current role, you have the opportunity and you're able to connect the right people so that you can create and get and obtain the resources that you need for a successful end of your project. Now, if this resonates with you, and if you are like looking at like, how do I really go about finding those mentors or finding the right people to network with, or you want some more support around that, because really it's essential to your career growth, I want you to DM me. And I know I also included the link to it's a 30-minute leadership strategy session. Grab your time today. Grab your time today and book a strategy session in. I would love to talk to you next week. I've got lots of openings as I'm returning back from my holidays. So I would love to speak to you and just look at, well, what is how do we apply this strategy that I just shared today? Or what is your challenge coming up, and help you from there. Have a great day, and I'm wishing you a perfect weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon.